My name is Audrey Wilson. I'm 32. I live in Oak Brook, outside Chicago. I work in marketing downtown. People call me responsible, dependable, the daughter who never complains. But responsible can mean invisible. It means carrying other people's choices. It means no one sees the cost. That's who I've been. For years. The night my father looked at me, in front of everyone, he called me selfish. He had no idea. I'd been paying my sister's rent, 2 years, in secret. When I told the truth, the room went silent. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. Tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? I grew up where love wasn't equal. My sister Vanessa was the golden child, charming, bubbly, everyone loved her. I was the straight-A sister, late nights, 2 jobs, tuition and rent. Dad never looked at me the way he looked at her. She dropped out, twice. He said, "She needs time to find herself." I graduated from Northwestern on scholarships. He said, "Good, we expected that." Expected, like it wasn't an achievement, like my role was carrying weight, so Vanessa could shine. After the divorce, money was tight. Mom did her best. I paid my way, rent, tuition, food, everything. Vanessa always had a cushion, Dad's money, Dad's praise, Dad's excuses. I landed my first real job. I thought things might change. Then came Vanessa's crisis. A luxury apartment she couldn't afford. Late rent. She came to me, not Dad, not Mom, me. At first I said no. "You need roommates," I said. "You need a budget." She cried, said she'd be homeless, said she'd fix it next month. I gave in. 1 month became 2, then 3, then 22, $1,400. Every month, I cut my own dreams so she could keep hers. Trips, postponed. My condo down payment, delayed. Small things, skipped. Clothes, dinners, little joys. She kept the high-rise apartment. She posted perfect photos. No one knew. Not Dad, not Mom, not Derek. My secret, my burden. Until Oak Brook Country Club. Dad raised his glass. He looked at me. He called me the most selfish one. That was the night everything crashed, and I sat there, burning. I had a choice. Stay silent, let them keep their lies, or finally tell the truth. The truth I carried for years. The week before the country club dinner, something felt off. Dad's texts were short. Vanessa's were sugar-coated. Mom sent smiley emojis like stickers could fix a broken family. Tuesday night, Vanessa called. "Hey, Aud, quick thing." I was cooking pasta. "What's up?" I asked. "My landlord is crazy about late fees. It's predatory." "How late?" I asked. She laughed. 3 weeks. "But I'll pay you Friday. Spot me, please." A knot tightened in my chest. "Vanessa, we talked about this." "About what?" she snapped. "About me not being able to do this anymore." She hissed into the phone. "You're dramatic. You're successful. Dad says you've got it together." I turned off the stove. "This isn't success. It's boundaries." "Boundaries?" she scoffed. "Wow, you sound corporate now." "Vanessa," I tried. She cut me off. "Do you know what it's like to wake up and not know who you are? I'm networking, I'm building. Opportunities take sacrifice." I stared at the dark window. Her reflection wasn't mine. "Vanessa, I covered last month." "And I was grateful," she said fast. "You're a lifesaver, just this once. Pinky promise. You said that last month." Her tone turned cold. "So, that's a no?" I stayed silent. She laughed once, sharp. "You know what? Forget it. You do you, boss lady." Click. The line went dead. That night, Derek noticed. "You didn't taste the sauce," he said. "I'm not hungry." "It's not work," he pressed gently. "It's family, isn't it?" I looked at my hands. "My sister." He waited, patient. But I couldn't say it. I couldn't confess the secret payments. "Things are tense," I whispered. We have dinner Saturday. I'm not ready. He reached across the table. If it gets bad, we leave. That's the plan. I nodded. I wanted to believe. But Friday proved me wrong. At work, Mia came by my desk. She showed me her phone. Isn't this your sister? On the screen, Vanessa on a Miami balcony, cocktail in hand. Caption, recharge, then relaunch. My stomach rolled. Another story, Louis Vuitton shopping bag. Another, champagne by a pool. Mia frowned. She looks like she's having fun. Yeah, I croaked. She does. That night, I scrolled her feed. The dinner receipts, the bags, the trips. Every dollar matched what I had sent her. And Saturday came too fast. Oakbrook Country Club, chandeliers glowing. Vanessa walked in late. Silk dress, designer bag dangling from her wrist. Do you like it? She sang. Vintage, a steal. Dad beamed. My stylish girl. I stared at Mom. Her smile was funeral tight. At the table, Dad raised his glass. To family, he said. Then he turned to me. You'd be a better sister if you helped Vanessa more. Not everything needs to be a lesson. My fork froze. Help her more? Vanessa's phone lit up, a rent reminder. She flipped it face down. I felt the heat rise in my neck. How much help is enough? I whispered. Dad frowned. What does that mean? I put my fork down. Slow. It means I'm tired. Vanessa rolled her eyes. Oh my God. Here we go. Dad's voice dropped. It wouldn't kill you to be generous. Generous, I whispered. Vanessa smirked. Audrey loves being the martyr. It's her hobby. I clenched my fists. Who paid for Miami? I asked. Vanessa froze. What? The trip, the bag. Who paid? She lifted her chin. I did. With what money? Dad shifted uncomfortably. Enough, Audrey. With what money? I pressed. Mom whispered, answer her. Vanessa laughed, too loud. I have income streams. From who? I asked. Her voice dropped. From people who believe in me, unlike some. Dad slammed his glass down. Stop needling your sister. You're selfish. The word hit me like fire. Selfish. And in that moment, I felt everything break. I looked at Dad, then at Vanessa. The truth burned in my chest. And I knew. Tonight, the secret would not stay hidden. The car ride home was silent. Derek drove, both hands tight on the wheel. I stared out the window. Chicago lights blurred like tears I refused to shed. When we pulled into the driveway, Derek turned off the engine. He didn't move. Talk to me, Audrey, he whispered. I laughed once, sharp, bitter. My father called me selfish, after I paid $34,000 to keep his golden child afloat. Derek reached for my hand, but I pulled away, hiding my face. Do you know how humiliating that was? I choked. To say it out loud, and still be the villain in his eyes. You're not the villain, Derek whispered. Then why do I feel like one? The fallout started the next morning. Buzz, buzz, buzz. My phone never stopped. Mom's texts. Please talk to me. Dad's voicemail. Family matters stay private. You embarrassed us. Fix this. And Vanessa's message, sharp as glass. Congrats, Aud. You humiliated me. You've always been jealous, but I'll land on my feet. You'll be bitter and alone. Her words burned. Bitter. Alone. At work, I was a ghost. During a client presentation, Mia nudged me. Aud, you missed the handoff. I blinked at the screen, completely lost. Right. Sorry. Later, in the bathroom mirror, I gripped the sink. Pull it together, I whispered. But my reflection didn't believe me. 2 nights later, betrayal cut deeper. A text. From an unknown number. Screenshots. Vanessa's Instagram story. Deleted, but saved. She stood at a rooftop bar, champagne tower behind her. Caption: Thanks to my silent sponsor for keeping the dream alive. Chow family first. Silent sponsor. My stomach twisted. She turned my sacrifice into a joke. That night I broke. I sat on the kitchen floor, lights off, back against the cabinets. Tears streamed down my face. Whispers escaped my lips. She used me. She used me. And Dad still thinks I'm the selfish one. Derek knelt beside me, pulled me into his arms. You don't have to prove yourself to people who refuse to see you, he said softly. But I shook my head. It's not about proving anymore. It's about surviving. The collapse wasn't quiet. At Mom's Sunday brunch, Dad raised his glass. To resilience, he said, to chasing dreams. Then he looked straight at me. And maybe one day, to Audrey, if she learns to stop keeping score. Laughter rippled around the table. Except from Mom, except from me. Keeping score? I set my fork down. And in that silence, I realized silence wasn't weakness anymore. It was becoming my weapon. That night, Vanessa texted me again. 4 words. Don't forget. 30 days. And attached, a photo of a brand new car in her driveway. For weeks after that brunch, I felt like I was trapped inside glass. Everyone could see me, but no one could hear me. At work, I smiled. At home, I cooked. Outside, I kept moving. Inside, I was unraveling. Every time I opened my banking app, the numbers mocked me. 2 years of rent, $34,000, gone. My savings, gone. My grad school dreams, on hold. The house Derek and I wanted, pushed back again. And what did I get in return? Selfish. Jealous. Keeping score. At night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Dad's words replaying like a broken record. Maybe he's right. Maybe I am bitter. Maybe I am selfish. The more I thought it, the smaller I felt. One evening, I found myself parked outside Vanessa's apartment. I don't even remember the drive. I just sat there, watching the lights in her window. Was she inside, laughing with friends, pouring wine bought with my sacrifice? Meanwhile, I was drowning. I didn't go in. I drove home. Sat crying in the driveway until Derek came looking for me. He opened the car door. I wiped my face fast. I'm fine. He crouched beside me. Fine doesn't look like this odd, he said softly. You're disappearing right in front of me. The silence grew heavier. Mom stopped calling. Dad only left voicemails about family duty. Even at work, Mia cornered me. You've lost weight, she said. You're not sleeping, are you? I forced a smile. I'm fine. The lie had become automatic, but the breaking point came in the mail. A card. From Vanessa. I opened it. Thanks for being the safety net, it read. Not everyone's cut out to shine, but at least you're useful. And taped inside, a receipt. For a Louis Vuitton bag, paid in cash. My hands shook, my breath came shallow. That night I sat at the kitchen table, the card in front of me. Derek watching from the doorway. Finally, I whispered, they're right. I am selfish. Because I can't do this anymore. I can't carry her. I can't keep being invisible. Derek walked over, closed the card, his voice firm but gentle. No, Audrey. Selfish is what they've been. You've been surviving. Now, it's time to fight back. That night, for the first time, I opened my laptop, pulled up my bank records, and whispered to myself, no more secrets. It's time they see the truth. That night, I didn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, Vanessa's words burned like fire. At least you're useful. I wasn't going to be useful anymore. So, I opened my laptop, pulled up folders I hadn't touched in years, and began digging. First, my bank statements. Line after line of rent transfers, Won $400 every month for 2 years. I highlighted them, printed them, stacked them like bricks of truth. Then, the texts, screenshots where Vanessa begged, manipulated, promised she'd pay me back. Screenshots where Dad praised her, never knowing it was my money keeping her afloat. The more I gathered, the stronger I felt. It wasn't paper anymore. It was armor. Derek sat across from me, silent. Finally, he asked softly, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I looked up, my voice steady for the first time in weeks. "I have to. If they call me selfish, they should know the truth." He reached for my hand. "I'm with you. Every step." The next morning, I walked into work. Mia looked at me. "You look different," she said. I smiled faintly. Let's just say I'm done being invisible. That night, I spread everything across the table. Bank records, screenshots, bills showing my sacrifices while Vanessa lived in luxury. It didn't look like paperwork. It looked like a crime scene. Evidence of 2 years of exploitation. And for the first time, I whispered to myself, they'll never call me selfish again. Because another dinner was coming. The Oakbrook Country Club. And this time, I wouldn't stay quiet. If this happened to you, would you stay silent or fight back? Have you ever been betrayed by someone close? What did you do? I zipped the folder into my bag and whispered, "They wanted selfish? They're about to see what sacrifice really looks like." The closer the dinner came, the heavier the air felt. They could sense it. Something in me had shifted. It started with a call from Dad. His voice was calm, but sharp around the edges. "Dad, Audrey, you'll be at dinner on Saturday, won't you?" Me. "Yes, I'll be there." Dad, lowering his tone. "Good, because we need to talk about family duty. Vanessa's been under stress. I expect you to show support." Support? That word again. A leash around my neck. Me. Funny. I've been showing support for years, just not the way you think. Pause. Silence on the line. Dad. What's that supposed to mean? Me. You'll see. I hung up. My heart raced. He knew something. The very next day, Vanessa appeared, at my door, unannounced, oversized sunglasses, a latte in hand, like she owned the world. Vanessa, smirking. "Well, big sister, you've been quiet. Planning something?" Me. "I've been busy." She stepped inside, uninvited, circling my living room like a predator. Vanessa, mocking laugh. "You're not mad about Miami, are you? Or the bag? Come on, you can afford it." I clenched my fists. Me. "Do you even realize what I've sacrificed for you?" Vanessa tilted her head, feigning innocence. Vanessa, sharp. "Sacrificed? Please, you're the golden child. Dad worships your career. I'm the one who actually needs help." Her words made my skin crawl. Golden child? No, I'd been the mule. Then her eyes flicked to the folder on my desk, the one filled with proof. "Vanessa, what's this?" I stepped between her and the bag, my voice low. Dangerous. Me, furious, whispering, "None of your business." For the first time in years, I saw fear flicker in her eyes. Vanessa, cold, trembling. "You're up to something. Don't forget, Audrey. Dad's on my side." She stormed out, slamming the door. That night, I laid the papers out again. One by one, proof stacked high. Suspicion had already become fear for them. And fear makes people dangerous. As I zipped my bag shut, my phone buzzed. A new message flashed across the screen. "Stay quiet, or you'll regret it." And my blood ran cold. The message haunted me. "Stay quiet, or you'll regret it." At first, my hand shook, but then I looked closer. The number wasn't unknown. It was Vanessa's. That weekend, the Oakbrook Country Club dinner finally came. I wore black, simple, professional, armor. The chandeliers glowed, silverware clinked, laughter floated through the room, but under it all, I felt the rot. Dad waved me over. Vanessa sat beside him, smiling too brightly. She was ready. I sat, my hands calm on my lap, but my pulse thundered. Dad, clearing throat, loud. Family, I want to bring something important tonight. As you know, Vanessa has been struggling, and I believe it's time Audrey steps up. She should sell her house, help her sister. That's what family is for. Gasps, murmurs around the table. Me, sell my house? You want me to give up everything? For Vanessa's debt? Dad, don't be selfish, Audrey. You've always had more than enough. Vanessa deserves her chance too. Selfish. That word again, echoing in my head. I stood, voice trembling, but loud. Selfish? Do any of you know I've been paying her rent for 2 years? $1,400 every month, while she went to Miami, while she bought designer bags. Gasps rippled, all eyes on Vanessa now. Vanessa, screaming, desperate. She's lying! I slammed a folder on the table. Proof. Me. Every receipt, every transfer, all here. I sacrificed my future while she lived like a queen. And now you want me to sell my home? No, never again. Silence. Even the music stopped. Dad's voice broke, trembling. You betrayed the family. Me. No, I saved it. You just never cared to see. Vanessa lunged. Her hand hit a wine glass. Red spilled across the white cloth like blood. Vanessa. You ruined me, Audrey. You'll regret this. Security rushed in. Guests whispered. All eyes burned. As I turned to leave, I caught Dad's face. Not anger, not shame, but something darker. Pure calculation. And I knew. The fight wasn't over. I thought the storm ended that night. But the truth? That was just the spark. The fire spread. Fast. The next morning, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Calls, texts, emails, neighbors, co-workers, even relatives I hadn't spoken to in years. Everyone wanted to know. Is it true? Did you really pay Vanessa's rent? Did your father really demand you sell your house? At work, whispers followed me. 2 co-workers in the break room, voices hushed, but I heard every word. Co-worker 1. Her dad humiliated her in public. Co-worker 2. And she was the one keeping that family afloat. For years. When I walked in, they fell silent. Eyes down. For the first time. The silence didn't sting. Because now, truth was louder. At the farmer's market, it happened again. A stranger stopped me. A woman in her 50s. She whispered, kind. You're Audrey, right? You don't owe them your house. Not after all you've done. Tears stung my eyes. She didn't even know me, but she knew my story. Meanwhile, Vanessa's mask cracked. On Instagram, she played the victim. Family should always help each other. Money shouldn't matter more than love. But the comments were brutal. Comment 1. Love doesn't mean using your sister like a bank. Comment 2. You partied in Miami while she paid your rent? Comment 3. Why not get a job? The tide had turned, and Vanessa hated it. That night, Derek came home, worried. Derek. Your dad's furious, Audrey. He's telling people you're dangerous, vindictive, that you're trying to destroy the family name. Me, whispering, stunned. Dangerous? Derek leaned close. His voice was steady. They're running out of places to hide, and they know it. At church that Sunday, Dad and Vanessa sat in the front pew, pretending nothing happened. But the whispers were loud. Too loud. Parishioner 1. She made Audrey pay her rent while she bought handbags? Parishioner 2. And Harold told her to sell her house? Shameful. Even the pastor's eyes lingered on them. And in that moment, I realized the world wasn't turning against me anymore. It was turning against them. That afternoon, Vanessa pulled into my driveway. She slammed her car door, shaking with rage. Her scream echoed for the neighbors to hear. "You think you've won, Audrey? You have no idea what's coming next." And right then, I knew. Their mask had slipped, and desperation was about to take its place. The storm Vanessa warned me about, it didn't come all at once. It built slowly, like thunder in the distance. For weeks, my father and Vanessa twisted the story. At family gatherings, they painted me bitter. The selfish daughter, the one who abandoned family. But they forgot. I had proof. Years of it. Bank transfers, rent checks, 2 years of payments, and texts. So many texts. "Vanessa, please, Audrey, if you don't cover rent, I'll be homeless." Followed days later by, "Vanessa, Miami was amazing. Louis Vuitton had the best sale." Reading them again, my stomach twisted, but my resolve grew stronger. So I compiled everything. Printed, highlighted, a folder thick with truth. And then, the whispers came. At work, at church, even at the board where Dad's friends sat. One man leaned close to me, his voice hushed. "Board member, your dad says you're planning to throw Vanessa out on the street. Is it true?" I didn't argue. I just slid a photo across the table. Vanessa, cocktail in hand, Miami skyline behind her. Time-stamped the same week she begged me for rent. The man's eyes widened. He said nothing more. No. Every rumor, I met with receipts. At work, when someone hinted I was cold-hearted, I showed Vanessa's texts, begging for money one day, bragging about shopping the next. At church, when an elder said, "Families should stick together," I told him quietly, "For 2 years, I was the only one sticking together." And slowly, the sympathy shifted. Vanessa noticed. Her voice grew harsher, her eyes colder. One night, she cornered me in a parking lot. "Vanessa, you think you're better than me because you have money? You've always wanted me to fail." Me, "No, I wanted you to stand on your own, but you never wanted that." Her glare faltered. For the first time, I saw fear. The final crack came at dinner, a smaller gathering, just my aunt, uncle, cousins, and Dad. Halfway through, Dad slammed his fork down. "Dad, Audrey, enough. Sell your house, pay your sister's debt. You can afford it." The table went silent. I reached into my bag, pulled out the folder. Me. Here's the truth. 2 years of rent, vacations, designer bags, every sacrifice I made for her. My aunt leaned forward, scanning the papers. Her jaw dropped. "Aunt, Harold, is this true?" Dad's face went red. He opened his mouth, but nothing came out. And for the first time, he looked small. As I gathered the papers back into the folder, Vanessa shot up, her chair screeching. Her voice cracked, desperate, shrill. "You think this changes anything, Audrey? You think people will believe you over me?" Me. But the proof was undeniable. And their story? It was about to collapse. The silence stretched. Every eye was on me. I stood, folder in hand, voice steady. "Me, you've called me selfish, cold, bitter. But without me, Vanessa wouldn't have lasted 2 months. I carried her for 2 years, and nearly destroyed myself in the process." Dad shifted in his chair, jaw tight. But I didn't falter. Me, sharper now. "You want me to sell my house? After you cut me out of this family for 5 years? No, I won't sacrifice myself anymore. Not for you, not for her, not for anyone who